Alright, in this video we're going to look at Mantra DAO. Now I actually looked at this early last week when it first popped up, and I was thinking that I wanted to do a video on it. I just kind of felt like this was probably going to be a good coin for a few different reasons, but I didn't get around to it. It's made some moves already, but that's not a big deal. It's probably got a good ways to go. So I figure I better get something out here sooner than later. But let's take a look at this. I'm going to go through this kind of for the first time and just kind of work through what I think of this coin. So one of the first things I look at is, this information right here. This is on CoinGecko. So I want to know, I see 109 million coins circulating and 120 million coins total. And we've got a 61-cent price. It was in the 30-cent range when I was looking at it, somewhere around there, down here. And so we've got this movement up. Now this is nice because a lot of times when a coin first hits the market, it starts dropping. So if it starts going up like this, that's a good sign. We've got quite a few markets it's listed on already. So all these exchanges are going to give it the ability to do well, as opposed to if it was just on Uniswap or something. So a current market cap of 65 million. It's ranked at about 152, if I guess depending on what ranking system you use. But so this still has a ways to go. And overall, I think it may be a good coin, and I'll see if I can explain why I think that. I mean, regardless of what they do or don't do, from a speculative standpoint, is what I'm looking at. I don't care too much about everything else. Ultimately, what this comes down to for everybody is making some money with this stuff. So that's what we really care about most. We don't care about, I mean, some people I guess care about the technology and all that kind of stuff, but really what it comes down to for most people is this coin going to go up if I buy it, or is it going to go down? So that's what we want to look at here. So again, I mean, just within 24 hours, we got a low of 39 cents and a high of 62 cents. So it's made some big gains here. Where does it tell me? 53%. Trading volume, 120 million. That's really good. So the volume's there. The exchanges are there. So this might be a good coin to work with, whether you want to trade or hold. So let's take a closer look at what they're doing at their website here. So this is a DeFi coin, which is already, a hot space right now. A lot of projects are trying to capitalize on. But what are these guys doing? They just say it's a community-governed DeFi platform, focused on staking, lending, and governance. That's a very generic explanation as your first line. I mean, that doesn't tell me anything, really. And that's kind of like what everybody does. I mean, it's like, and this is part of the problem I have with DeFi in general. What are they doing right now? Is this just a fad that's going to go away like ICOs? I mean, the only thing that I really see going on, at least right now, is you have people borrowing money against their existing crypto, use that as collateral, and it's not even it's not even like a proper loan. It's like you can only get like 75% of the crypto you already have. Imagine that in the real world. If you wanted to buy a $40,000 car and you went in and you didn't have $40,000, so you wanted to get a loan, but they say, well, we'll give you a loan for this car, but you need to give us $60,000 first, and then we'll give you the $40,000 loan. Like, how does that even make any sense, right? So the reason it works here is because people are not using these loans to do anything with them in the real world. They're just taking that loan, and then they're re-loaning it back out to other people who want to borrow, and then those people take that money that they just borrowed, and they loan that out to other people that want to borrow, and everybody's getting interest in doing the yield farming along the way. What happens when you eventually run out of people who want to borrow, or when the amount of money out there that's being allocated by people to put into this to loan, or because you got to put money in to loan or as collateral to borrow back? What happens when this whole thing stops? Does the whole thing just collapse back in on itself? Like a house of cards? I think, I've said when this whole thing is able to be used for more traditional purposes, the whole DeFi thing, because I like the DeFi concept. It's just that right now it's like a shell game. It's not really being used for anything of any significance. But when it does, I mean, that could make it huge. If they don't get there, I think it's susceptible to fizzling out, if not outright imploding. But that all remains to be seen. In the meantime, I don't think it's going to go away anytime soon. So this is great that Mantra DAO is part of the DeFi space. So this is not a blow against Mantra DAO. I talk negatively about DeFi. It's just the whole area is a little suspect right now. It's just an area that you might want to be a little bit cautious with because of some of these things that I mentioned, and maybe a few more that I didn't even mention. But what are these guys doing specifically? So it says here that they're leveraging the wisdom of the crowd to create a community-governed, transparent, and decentralized ecosystem for Web 3.0, built on Parity substrate for the Polkadot ecosystem. Mantra DAO gives financial control back to the people to grow wealth together. So there's two really key things that they're doing here. They are in the DeFi system, and they are also part of the Polkadot ecosystem. So the Polkadot ecosystem is already going to be a big thing because Polkadot just burst onto the scene, right? And they're now number 6 by market cap. I mean, how often does that happen? Right? Like when a new coin comes out and then they're number 6 by market cap. I think they came out at 10 and they moved to 7. Now they're just climbing up, so this doesn't happen all that often. And when it does, you have probably a pretty strong coin on your hands. So with, anything that's really a part of that Polkadot ecosystem is probably going to do well. Moving down their website here, I mean, it's all the same generic stuff. Borrow cryptocurrencies, which I already explained is kind of ridiculous now. Lend out those cryptocurrencies you just borrowed to earn interest, and staking. Now, staking, and this is what if you're going to do this whole thing, borrow and lend, why not just stake? I'm not a big fan of staking. I used to do it, but I've changed my position on it. I'll explain that. Maybe I'll do another video on that because that's a whole different topic. But in general, it's fine. But overall, it's not a strategy that I recommend without first taking a lot of things into consideration. But it is good that you can do that here. They're a node for both Kusama and Polkadot, so you can benefit from that here with Mantra. So you have voting and governance rights as a holder of the Ohm tokens. They have a Mantra pool for a chance to win crypto. I mean, I don't know how. Maybe that's more exciting to the Asian community. I'm not really sure. I know they're really into that kind of stuff. And a reputation mechanism they call karma. So let's see if we can try and figure out what else they're doing here. Okay, so Mantra is built on Rio Chain for Polkadot. So they use Rio Chain, which is a substrate-based blockchain, and it will connect to the Polkadot network. So I'm not too familiar with Rio Chain and everything that they're doing. But again, if they're connecting to Polkadot, they can ride that popularity regardless of how it's exactly done, or regardless of what Rio Chain is doing. Okay, so I guess this is, I don't really see a whole lot here that tells me much of anything that I'm getting too excited about. However, that's not to say that I don't like this coin. This coin I am putting on my list as a coin to invest in during the next bull market. And all of this depends on the price action. When I trade or invest, it is 100% ultimately like that's the final decision maker, is the price action. So I don't really care. I care what the fundamentals say, but ultimately it comes down to the price action, right? If the price action doesn't make sense, I'm not going to go into the coin. So I think that this coin will do well. So I guess this video would be more of an alert that, hey, this might be something to take a look at more than it is to say, let's explore Mantra DAO and all the great things they're doing. Because, it doesn't, so far, I'm not really sure I've seen anything. If I can't go to their website, a coin's website, and quickly see, some things that stand out that make them look really unique, then you kind of have to look at that and say, well, I don't really see anything unique here. So you have to base it on some other things. And based on their ability to be part of the Polkadot ecosystem and the fact that they're a part of DeFi, I think that right there will carry them in as far as the popularity they need to grow. Looking at this 14-day chart to stretch this out, we can see this. We're seeing just that. So they went for a while here, a few days sideways, and we had this little breakout here. So this is what I would be looking for, a coin that's on this upward trajectory. And I mean, depending on how you like to do things, if you like to trade a little bit more shorter term or hold a little bit more longer term, either of those I think would work great here. This is a good trading entry right here. I mean, if you're a breakout trader, and if you're just someone that likes to build a portfolio or hold a coin long term, I think this is probably a good chance to accumulate some coins at this price, under $1. I mean, it's only a $65 million market cap. There's only around 100 million or so coins. So we know, just from the past bull run, we know coins with a circulating supply in the 100 million range, those coins, those good coins that really saw, had a lot of popularity, they were moving up to $10, $15, right? So that would be your low end price target for what could Mantra DAO do. It could be a $10 to $15 coin on the low end. Now remember, this next bull market is probably going to get multitudes more amounts of investment dollars into it. So $10 to $15, you can multiply that by 10, so now you have a $100 potential coin, that you're looking at with Mantra DAO. I don't know. I mean, that's just based on my estimates, of how things could work out. So, I mean, you got to kind of look at this and make up your own decisions, and then you have to decide, how do you want to play it? Do you want to just hold this long term, or do you kind of want to trade in and out of it? But either way, I think this will be a strong coin, whether you want to hold it or whether you want to make some key trades in and out of it over the coming year and a half. I kind of like this coin from what I see early on. Looks like a lot of other people like it as well. Over 5,600 people. That's also a good sign. So this is definitely, a good pick of mine, of a coin that is going to be worth working with over the next year and a half. So with that, thank you guys for watching. Make sure you hit the like button and make sure you subscribe if you haven't already. And I'll be putting out more videos regarding trading, investing, and learning in the cryptocurrency space. And so we'll see you guys on the next video.